2 years ago, I made a discovery, and it profoundly changed my life for the better. Using it gave me more energy, passion, and vitality than I'd ever known before. And no, it wasn't Viagra. Several years ago, I was just feeling offbeat, on that perpetual hamster wheel of life. Work, home, sleep, on and on, day after day, that daily grind. I was just meandering through life, didn't really have any leadership or direction, waiting for something or someone to come and save me. Have you ever felt like that? But by using what I'm going to share with you today, I was able to create more energy, enthusiasm, and expectation for my life. It was a framework for unlocking the superhuman within each and every one of us. It allows us to have more energy, health, vitality, focus, productivity, and be the leaders that we need to be to lead ourselves out rather than wait for someone to save us. See, people think of leadership as this grandiose notion, something that only the few attain. Top CEOs, premiership football coaches, military generals. But I believe that leadership starts much closer to home than that. See, if you want to be a leader of other people, the first person you need to be able to lead is yourself. We're all leaders, even if all you'll ever lead is yourself. But the thing is, to lead yourself optimally, I believe that you must be on point, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. See, leadership starts with self-leadership, but self-leadership stems from self-mastery. And I've spent years in pursuit of understanding what it takes to obtain this self-mastery. And everything I've learned has come together in a somewhat serendipitous way into 4 main areas to unlock that inner superhuman within each and every one of us. And it's detailed in this, the leadership beat model. So each letter from the word beat represents one key area of focus that you need to look at to unlock that inner superhuman. So let's take a look at the first section. According to a recent Bupa Comres poll, fully 43% of people with New Year's resolutions don't make it past the first month. 80% don't make it past the 3rd month. Now, I'm not going to ask you how your New Year's resolutions are going, but think back to the past. Have you ever made a New Year's resolution where maybe you fell into one of those categories? If you're anything like me, then the answer's a resounding yes, a few hands going up. So why is that? You see, what I think is that people are trying to address a behavior before really addressing the mindset behind the behavior, their psychology, or what's going on in their brain. So here's a random question for you. Think about when you were getting dressed this morning. Which leg did you put your underwear on first? It's all right, you don't have to answer that. But think about yesterday, or the day before. Now, most people that I ask about this, and please don't think I normally go around interrogating people about their underwear, but most people I ask, they say the same leg. You see, it's a habitual pattern. It's something we're comfortable with. It's something we're used to. To do anything else would just seem odd. And until I asked you about it, you probably weren't even aware about which leg you used, or cared, more to the point. But the thing is, if you want to unlock that superhuman within you, you're going to have to make some changes to your mindset, because all great change starts with a preceding change of mindset. And we're habitual creatures, and we get into these patterns. And so here's my invitation to you. We need to first get an awareness, because that awareness will then bring change. And then that change is usually uncomfortable. So I'd like to offer a challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, when you're getting dressed and you're putting your underwear on, maybe you'll interrupt that pattern that you've got normally. And you might think back to this talk, and me even, which is a bit of a weird thought, you getting dressed thinking about me. But anyway, just swap legs. It's going to be a bit uncomfortable, it's going to be a bit odd, but I promise you one thing. You will still be able to get dressed, I hope. But the thing is, what will happen there is that you'll start to interrupt that pattern. and you'll start to notice other patterns that you do throughout your life, and you'll be better equipped to change them. See, it's all about mastering the mindset. And that's why this section is focused on training the mind, so the rest will follow. In the next section is all about how you nourish your body, what you put in and on your body. And again, rather serendipitously, it results to 4 main areas. And these are easily remembered by the metaphor for the 4 elements: air, water, earth, and fire. So we've got first air. That is a metaphor for the power of breathing, the power and importance of breathing to give you energy, health, vitality, better focus, avoid stagnation. Do you have a deliberate and structured breathing practice? Do you breathe using the full lung capacity that you have available to you? See, that is the power and the importance of breath. Next up, we've got water. And water is a metaphor for, actually, water is just water. But now, I might not look it, standing here, feeling pretty solid, but I'm mostly made of water. You're mostly made of water. Everyone's mostly made of water. In fact, the planet is mostly made of water. So that ought to give us a slight clue as to just how important water is for us. Have you drunk enough high-quality water today? If you're like the 90% of people I interact with, then you're probably living in a state of permanent dehydration and not even realizing it. So make sure you've got a bottle of water with you close at hand. Sip on it throughout the day. Next up, we've got the third one, which was earth. And this is really a metaphor for the food that we take. Sorry, can we go back on the slide there? So that is a metaphor for the food that we eat and our relationship to the earth. So is your food made by the earth, or is it made in a factory or in a lab? See, food and nutrition is a very highly charged, contentious issue. But the simple truth of it is this: eat real food. And fourth up, we've got fire. And fire is a metaphor for that big fireball in the sky that we rarely see here in the UK, although we're blessed to see it this morning, if you're in Brighton anyway. It's the sun. So do you get enough sunshine? Do you get enough vitamin D? Are you getting outside enough? Are you outside enough in daylight hours? So these are the 4 elements that your body needs an abundance of in order to thrive and unlock that superhuman: air, water, earth, and fire. In the third section, we look at about all the things that you do in a day. And it might be the physical movement that you do, and I say movement intentionally and not exercise, because although exercise is great for you and beneficial, it doesn't really combat regular movement deficiencies. And that's why this section is called activity. But it's not just about movement. For example, have you ever interacted with anyone or know anyone who maybe doesn't exercise, doesn't eat right, but has still got that energy and exuberance of a 2-year-old? Chances are you have. Yeah, some of them in the audience even. And the reason that might be is because you're focusing on one other section from within activity. For example, do you have passion in your life? Do you have a purpose? Do you have deep, real, not Facebook connections with people? Do you have fun? Do you offer yourself in service to other people? All of these activities contribute to helping you unlock that superhuman in you and feel amazing. And then last up, we've got the 4th section. We're living in this hyper-connected, hyper-busy, information overload society, too much to do, not enough time. You know, lots of go-getters out there, achieving success, looking to strive. But you see, that's not really sustainable, at least not in the long term if you really want to unlock that superhuman in you. So this section is all about how you rest, repair, renew, and rejuvenate your body. And people automatically might think of sleep. But the thing is, sleep, it's crucial, but it's not the complete picture. And that's why this section is called Tranquility. You see, you can eat well, you can exercise, you can sleep well, but unless you start incorporating some of the other activities within Tranquility, you won't truly unlock that superhuman in you. So absolutely, sleep. By all means, please sleep. Just try not to do it during any of the talks today. But also look about some of the other factors within Tranquility. For example, do you have a meditation practice or a time for self-reflection and being quiet? Do you ever have a digital detox? There are many practices within Tranquility that you can incorporate. You see, the keys to unlocking that superhuman in all of us and becoming the best leader we can be is there. It's in the leadership beat model. So how to use this on a practical basis? Brain, elements, activity, Tranquility. Well, here's a question that you might like to ask yourself. Are you feeling on or off beat right now? You see, I'm not always feeling up. I'm not always on it. I'm not feeling superhuman all the time. You know, I find my kryptonite from time to time. I might wake up on the wrong side of the bed, be Mr. Grumpy Pants, whatever it might be. But here's what I do, and I'd invite you to explore doing something similar. Ask yourself, what are you missing, or what do you need to focus on from either B, E, A, or T? So for brain, it might be, are you paying attention to how you're thinking, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions? Are you present? For elements, it might be, have you nourished yourself properly today? Have you taken some proper deliberate breaths, air? Have you taken some real food inside of you? Have you been outside enough, fire? Have you drunk enough water? Whatever it might be. Activity. Who are you hanging around with today? Do they energize and inspire you, or do they drain you? Are you using every opportunity to move, to get up, to crouch, jump, crawl, whatever it might be? And Tranquility. When was the last time you took a bit of time out to just chill? Your last real day off or holiday? Just imagine a world where you and everyone you meet is showing up and operating on beat. Not just as a regular leader, and not just as a regular human, but as a superhuman. What could be accomplished? See, I believe that the world is crying out for more leaders. Awesome, kick-ass, superhuman leaders just like you, to help move us forward to greatness and solve some of the world's problems. So if you want to be that great leader, if you want to unlock that superhuman within you, if you want to leave a positive mark on this world, just beat it. Thank you.